Hey everyone, it's Mark from Cricket Bat Info. I've completed the knock-in now of the JP Gavin Secret Willow Bat, and I can tell you my thoughts. Well, as I did say in the pre-knock, I did mention that I thought this was a soft press, and it genuinely is. So with soft press bats, you will always see seam marks because it's just the nature of the beast. I've prepared this with a good quality scuff sheet. The response has definitely picked up from where we were pre-knock. So we've had some fairly dramatic, I don't know if we can see it there, some indentation on the bat, but not enough, which somebody asked, to make this fit. You can see there that gap on the face, a few mil, and that's pretty much the same gap that it's just missing out on. So look, for amateur cricket where they're not enforcing the use of the specifications, it doesn't really matter. An amateur cricketer is not going to get a huge benefit out of those few mil, because generally we tend to hit everywhere but the middle. But for a professional cricketer who's, you know, going to hit generally straight out of the middle of the bat because they've got hours and hours of practice, they're going to get an advantage of it definitely, because they've got that bulk right in the hitting area. It was between 2.9.9 and 2.10.2 before. Well, 2.10.8 now. But I've added a little bit of cord and some tape just to hang the bat, and I haven't got it in use. So it's probably 2.10.5, but it doesn't feel like 2.10.5. How does it tap up? Well, let's tap it up and have a listen. Getting good ping and response right in that middle zone, mid-low, through to the toe and off centre. And I was expecting it to knock in a little bit like Cashmere or something like that. I had to start really, really light and give it a good rolling, but then after some really light tapping and with this thing it's a lot easier because it's so hard, I started to get that even indentation. If I went too hard too early, I definitely would have cracked it. Probably took me 3 hours. I think it's probably got a couple of hours of play in, 6 decent nets and some throwdowns and things like that, and then I think it will be pretty much match ready. I'm not too worried about the fact that you might see cracks in it or things like that. It's just the general thing with soft press bat. Generally you'll see them peak early, get good performance, and then it will tail off quite dramatically as the bat starts to perish. The advantage of it is because that soft press bat you can get much bigger shapes because you haven't got that depth of press. Generally what this is the same species of willow that's grown in the UK, just grown in a different place, and it takes on different characteristics depending on the climate and the soil than it does when it's grown in the UK. So I don't know how this is actually going to perform and the durability of it, and that's why there will be a long-term road test on it where I'll come back and give my honest opinion on it. But at this stage, my general opinion goes a little bit like this. If you don't look after a cricket bat and don't knock it in, well then don't buy a soft press bat, because you will destroy a bat like this very, very quickly. You really need to take good care, play it in properly and roll those edges and really knock this in. This takes me 3 hours with this. It's probably going to take you 8 hours with a really light and soft amount. So, you know, that's what you're going to have to do to get it to perform quicker. Take the bat over now to the balls and we'll have a bounce on it, and you'll see just how much it's improved. So we'll start once again with the really old 4-piece. So down the toe, it's not doing much. In the middle now, where it's harder, it's definitely starting to go. Stop hitting the toe. Remember, this is a really soft ball to begin with. Okay, here we go with the Dukes. It definitely sounds a lot better than it did. Jeez. It's got a good playing surface on it that will improve as I play it in. So, Do I compare it to a $1,000 cricket bat? Well, I don't actually have a $1,000 cricket bat right here. GN Ultimate. That's a little bit lighter and well played in. Again, flat face, big edges, so generally this will be the same amount of volume and depth of wood here, and roughly the same amount of grains. Let's see. So it's definitely pinging a hell of a lot more than the JP Gavin right at this point in time, when I middle it there. So there's my $700 cricket bat, which is played in. It's had match use. And there's my bat that I've just finished knocking. Well, you know, unless you're a complete bat snob, there's nothing to complain about with the performance of the bat at the moment. And I think it's just going to get better. The pickup is beautiful. Have a look at his bats. He does do bats that are grade 4 or grade 3 or something for $300. So there you go. There's the JP Gavin Secret Willow.